Good morning, beloveds. Welcome to Harmony Spiritual Center. And thank you, those of you who are joining us from Facebook. We appreciate you being here this morning. And if you have any questions, please send us a comment and we will respond. So this is my final talk in January, when we're talking about claiming our lives. And so as you know, I'm not that enamored of creating goals because, come February, they're all out the window anyway. So what we really do is set an intention by claiming our lives. And what I've spoken with you about, and I will continue to talk about all the time, is how we claim our lives and say what it is that we want, letting go of the how. Because why? Why do we let go of the how?
It's God's problem.
Thank you so much. God's problem, not our business. Correct. The how is God's business. The what we want, what we claim is ours. And so I love hearing stories from people telling me how that has worked in their lives. So I have a friend who is facing a health challenge right now. So he called me to say, PJ, I loved what you've been talking about the how. I made a declaration some months ago that I am in perfect health. I just claimed it. That's what I wanted. He has some concerns about historical health problems in his family. So he claimed it perfect health. He recently went to the doctors and they discovered something that wasn't good in terms of his numbers, and they wanted to give him some medication, which he did not want to take. He said, no, figure something else out, not doing that. And so the doctor said, well, if I can prove to you by these tests that you need what I'm giving you, will you take it? And he said, yes, if you run these tests and you can prove it to me, then yes, I will do it your way. So he's been running tests. Well, one of the tests that he ran, he discovered something that is wrong, that he never would have discovered if he hadn't been doing these tests. The how, though, that's happening for him is what is coming across his desk, what is showing up in his email, what is showing up in his doctor's office, just what is showing up on his front porch, that's telling him all the things he needs to have and do to fix this problem. Everything that he needs is coming right to his laptop. That is how powerful we are at creating what we want, and why you don't need to worry about how it's going to happen. It will literally fall off of your shelf because you've got the book already about how to do it. Okay? So today, I want to talk with you about speaking into your life. Speaking into your life. And what that means is that we, can I have my notes down there? What that means is that we speak and think. What we do is we speak into our lives and we claim what it is that we want, because we have the power with our words and with what we claim and what we say we want to bring it into our lives. I used to work I've done a number of things over a lifetime. You get to a certain age. A woman of a certain age, you've done a few things. And so, some time ago, I used to work for Continental Airlines. See, that was a long time ago, so it's not even existing anymore. There is one. All right? See what I'm saying? It was a while back. So when they were closing down the facility in Los Angeles, I just started looking for some temporary work. I was already retired as a peace officer, so I didn't need to work, but I wanted to. So I was looking for some work and came across this insurance agency. Never had worked for an insurance agent before. What's this all about? So I started off as the receptionist and loved what was coming across my desk, just in terms of how they were taking care of their clients and how they actually put an insurance package together. So I just started coming in early in the morning to talking with one of the senior insurance customer service reps who was in charge of all of that, and she was teaching me things. She wanted to teach, and I wanted to learn. So I was learning all kinds of things. Anyway, as time progressed, they promoted me into commercial lines, which is the top thing that you can do as a customer service rep, is to do commercial lines. And so I started doing that. And then the boss started just giving me all kinds of other things to do. So they wanted to move. And he wanted to move to a new building. And so he put me in charge of designing the building and how we were going to do all of that. So he came to me and he said, PJ, I want to, actually I wasn't called PJ at the time, it was Pam. He said, Pam, I want you to take a look at designing the building, blah, blah. And I said, great, good, got it, done. And he said, you know, you really speak very positively. I mean, anything that I ask you to do, you just like, yeah, sure, good, got it done. And I said, yeah, I do, but here's the reason why. Because I speak my life into existence. What am I supposed to say? Oh, I'll try. Well, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to keep on trying. It'll never get done, right? We speak our life into existence. Our words are powerful. I know that whatever I say, I'm getting drawn into it. Whatever you say, you get drawn into it. Do you understand? The creative side of us, the spirit inside of us, shows us what is out there to agree with the words that we speak. The words that we speak and the life that we claim. So your words are powerful. What happens, though, is that you have to decide. See, we're living in this area, this world, this side of the world. There are lots and lots and lots of opportunities. I have in my card, I'm going to bring it and put it out here for you guys. Those of you who, and I know that all of us don't, but those of you who can be a part of the senior ed at TCC, do that. Just take one class and get the TCC senior ed ID. Because the benefits that come with that, of going to the symphony, going to the theater, getting on the bus for free, there's so many opportunities here. So those are out there for you. Just take a look at it. Just taking one class, and they're wonderful classes. You can just go and play bridge. I mean, it's not going to have to be a class. Just go have fun. Okay? So there are so many opportunities, and it's difficult to make a decision. But when we do decide, what happens is the universe gets busy bringing everything to you. And once you decide, it's like your antenna is up. And everything that relates to the decision you make comes into your life and you notice it. If it's not related to the decision you made, it just floats by like it wasn't even there. So there's stuff out there all the time, but what you see is what you're claiming. Right? Like when you get a new car, all of a sudden everybody's got one. Everybody's got the car you had. They've always had it. You just didn't notice it. You just didn't notice it, that's all. And so we want to make a decision. The law of attraction is our antenna, and we become up in our minds, and we become attracted to the thing that we want. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Now see. So it's not a single physical step. See, it's not a physical step, it's a step in your mind. It's actually a mental thing that we have to decide. It is difficult for us to do that, but the sum total of our lives is about every decision we've made. The sum total of where we are right now is all of the decisions we've made in our lives. And we can change a decision at any time. That's the thing. We can always change a decision. The thing is, because we have so many opportunities, there's so many choices. Oh my God! Which one? Oh no! I can't move! It's too many choices. That's part of the decision, and we all suffer with this. Which thing to choose? It's not what to do, it's which one. Which one? That's the problem we have. And that's okay, because you know what? Make a choice. Just make one. If that's not the right one, that's the decision showed you that. It showed you that. So either way, it will work out for you. I'm taking a leadership class you guys are sending me to, and so some weekends we are online on Zoom taking the class. So it was yesterday, and we were doing some stuff, and it was about diversity. We had this activity, and we had things that we could buy. We were in a group. We had things that you could buy, and they had to do with inclusion. So you could, the color of your skin. You could buy the color of your eyes. You could buy shoes. You could buy a job, right? So you had a list of things that you could choose to buy. One group had $75. which means and everything was $25 a piece. So that group only had 3 choices they could make out of the list of 20 that we had. The group that had $300, they could choose 12. So it was really interesting because the people that only had 3 choices, they made them right away. Because it was, I need one. You know, I gotta be able to move around, able-bodied, and those choices for them were difficult. The people that had the most choices, 12, they didn't even get to all of them. They messed around for the whole time we were doing the activities, like, oh my God, which one? Which all pissed everybody off when we had 3 choices. They're like, wait a minute. It was a really interesting activity to show what happens when you have so many choices. But the thing to do is just make a decision. Now, I'm going to tell you this Jedi mind trick that Mel Robbins talks about. If you know Mel Robbins, 5-second rule is what her book is called. It's a Jedi mind trick. What Mel Robbins says, if you need to make a decision, try to think about it from a third-party perspective. Okay? Someone that you care for, that you admire, that you like how they make decisions. It's the whole what would Jesus do? All right? Now, some people, not you guys in this room, but some people say that PJ's pretty obnoxious. And she makes pretty quick decisions. So you could do that. What would PJ do? Right? She'd tell him to go, whatever. But what would whoever your mentor, your second person, you can take a decision that's difficult for you. And the reason it's difficult is because it's emotional. Right? Our emotions are tied up in it. To pull yourself out of that emotion, give it to a third party that you admire. Say, what? And so for me, seriously, it's Petra. It's Petra Wellness. She is my mentor. She's clear thinking. She speaks her word. She understands principles. And when I think about something I have to do, what would Petra tell me? If I told this story to Petra, what would she say? PJ, come on. You already know what to do. Right? I already know that. So that is the Jedi mind trick. So now, an actual event that happened when I divorced my first husband, the father of my children, my high school sweetheart. And our son, and I was married, I got married again. So my son was 9 at the time I was married to my second husband. We've been married for a little while. He was 9 years old. And he wanted to leave and go live with his father, who lived out of the state that I was in. I was in California. His father was in Colorado. And so he wanted to go live with him. So can you imagine the emotions that were running around in my heart and head? Like, what kind of mom would I be? What mother lets her kids go? I miss, why didn't, and then plus, the other thing was, well, he likes him better than me. You know, that old nonsense. Right? I mean, it's just emotional. But what I did was, I said, all right, what does a good parent do? So I didn't have anybody in mind, but I just thought, what is a good parent? And what does a good parent do? A good parent does what is best for their children. And I honestly thought what was best for my son was him to be raised by me and my current husband, because he was very smart and very bright, and my son was bright, my new husband was bright, and he was showing him some things. However, I knew it was not possible, because my son felt guilty about loving the new husband, right? Okay? He was being disrespectful, or he wasn't being loyal to his father. So no matter what I thought I could try to do, it wasn't going to happen. So the best thing for him at that point was to go to his father, because that's where he was going to get what he needed. Okay? So I could only think about it from a third-party perspective. Yeah? You see how that works? So that's a Jedi mind trick. That's what we can do. So that's what we get to do. What else we need to do to get out of that not making a decision, because there's so many choices, is just to make a decision quickly. Just make it quickly. We tend to study and think and carry on. I want you to see these affirmations. And I'm going to give you some time to take a look at, take a picture of it if you want. Say these to yourselves. These are actually affirmations that I say to myself every day. Every morning, I say these affirmations. How many of you guys have seen me make a decision quickly? How many of you see me move on a quick decision? Right. I don't miss a lot of time. I really don't. These are great affirmations, and what happens is you're claiming this. I make right decisions, not just decisions, but right decisions, quickly. Doesn't need to mess around. Spirit is there for you. Spirit will tell you what to do. I always receive divine. Do you know when I write my talks? Saturday afternoon. I used to do them on Monday before. Start talking about it, writing up, getting all week long. And then I started saying this. I always receive divine inspiration. So I can do it Saturday night if I want to. Because Spirit's going to tell me what to say. And Spirit's going to tell me in the morning when I get here how to change it. And what to say based on who's in the room. Because I said it. Because I said so. Yeah? So it's very powerful for you to make right decisions quickly. Get out of that stir-up of not moving and claim this for your life. Right? Claim this for your life. There's also, do you guys have it? Okay. There is also something called, did you get it? You need one more? I'll go back.
No, I'm fine.
You got it? Okay. There's also something called the rule of 5. So once you claim something, we were talking about this in class this morning, because again, this is our final talk on setting our intention and how we actually do this. So once we set an intention, I make right decisions quickly. Let's say that's one. What is an action that goes with that affirms that? So the rule of 5 means that every day you take action on the thing you claim. 5 specific things. Let's just say this. In March, we want to do a class, and I'm going to have Arwen get up and talk to you about a class that she's going to do over Easter break that's going to be powerful, that we're doing for kids and for moms. So she'll talk about that during our celebration. We can talk about that. So we're going to have a class in March. So what's 5 things I could do? Well, number 1, we need to determine who's going to take this class. Like, who's this class for? That's an action. Number 1. Number 2, what are we going to teach them? What's the curriculum? What do we want them to learn? How are we going to advertise? We could make posters, or we could make banners, or we could do a newsletter. See, that's 3 things. I could post it in some like-minded groups on Facebook. Some people who might be interested in taking this class, moms or kids or whatever. I could ask for volunteers. We're going to need volunteers for that day. I can ask for volunteers. That's 5 things, 5 specific things to creating a class that I can take an action on. The rule of 5. Okay? So when you make a decision about something, what are 5 specific actions that you can do to make sure you move forward with that goal that you created, that thing that you just claimed? I'm going to teach yoga. This is what Allie said. Aliana, I'm going to call PJ. How PJ said what we can do. I'm going to get the key. I'm going to get the key. I'm going to send out a survey to see who actually wants to take this class. I'm going to put the class together. What would I actually teach? Right? All right. So whatever you do, there's 5 specific things that you can do to make sure that you move in that direction. Speak your life into existence. That is the talk today. Speak into life. All right? Speak into life. Your life. Okay? Your life. And I don't care what you speak into it. It's your life. Doesn't matter to me. I'm saying that whatever you want, speak it. Speak it out loud. Your words are powerful. Our words are powerful. Why? Why are our words powerful? Who are we?
Creators.
Correct. We are individualized expressions of the one. Individualized expressions of the one. So everything we do is about that. We pull that creative power through us by speaking our word. Speaking our word and then taking action towards what we just said. So speak your word into existence. Make a decision. The actual decision of not doing anything is a decision. Not doing something is a no, right? So if you say no, but definitively say it. Don't default to it. Don't let no be a default position. Let it be an actual position. Because when it is, you're free to make another choice, right? You can let that go and move on to another choice. If you default to it, you're still worried about it, right? Because you didn't actually declare it. You just let it happen. So declare it, yes or no. That's it. That's all we have, yes or no. And it could be no for now. Could be yes for now. Doesn't matter. You can put a time frame on it. But yes or no, clearly. Clearly. To yourself. You're speaking to yourself. You have to be someone that you yourself can trust. All right? So that's what we do. We speak into our life. We say yes or we say no. Everything that you need will come to you. The how, God will do. Because you are God. You are the mind of God. So when you claim something, your mind gets busy showing you how to do it. That's the law. That is the law. That's all we're talking about, principle and law. That's the law of God. You claim it, it will come your way, whatever it is. So just be consciously aware of what you're claiming. The law of attraction brings everything you need into your life when you claim it. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. And that step is speaking into your life. Speak into